Hey, Living Stones Church, Pastor Kirk here with Pastor Josh. We're here back for a weekly update. This week, we're not going to really tackle anything too deep or kind of difficult doctrinally or in practice, but we do want to give some updates that are important. And so we have had a youth missions team here in town, and I don't know if everybody's aware of that. We did announce it, but that came through a connection from New City, as it was with Josh. He had texted me and said, hey, would you guys with your building be interested in hosting a youth mission team with one of the networks that New City was a part of? And so tell us a little bit about that and how that happened, and who these guys are that were in our building for the last week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah. So New City had been a part of a network called Church Venture Northwest, and we've been a part of that organization for a long time. And anyway, a pastor from a church in Shelton, Washington, reached out to me and just said, do you have a space that we could use? We're thinking about coming to Boise to do some ministry and missions and evangelism, and we need a place to stay. And at that time, so this would have been the end of 24, we were having conversations about the merger and moving things forward. But New City didn't have our own building. I couldn't promise or guarantee anything, but I knew you being a missions-minded guy and Cole having the building that they did would be a great fit for that. And so I got you guys connected.
That's right.
And also told their pastor at the time, like, hey, we might be merging with this church, and so I might get to be a part of that with you. And in God's providence, here we are, 6 months, 7 months after that, and they're wrapping up their time today. Leaving tomorrow morning. But yeah, they've been doing some stuff around the building and but also engaged in some local missions, evangelism. So yeah, if you wanted to share a little bit about what they've been doing at the building to help. Yeah. And then also, around town too, they didn't come here just to work on our building. Yeah, that was kind of almost a thank you for letting us letting them stay in the building for a week and a half. So do you want to share a little bit about what they've been doing?
I think it's been a good test case. We divided the fireside room, and so guys on one side, gals on another. And I don't know if everybody knows this. We have showers at the back of our bathrooms, and so it's been a great facility to host a team like this. And they actually have done some work, and I'll kind of update on that. So if you come in on Sunday, you'll see in the women's bathroom, the entryway has been repainted. We'll get to some art and some decorations later, but it's been repainted to just update a little bit, freshen it up. We've also got a new kind of acoustic, artistic kind of thing in the coffee area, the little mountain spread that's there. They've painted the nursery and the toddler rooms. Man, they've done a lot of work this week.
The office entryway.
Oh, yeah. The entryway to our office. So if you go in the office, it's not yellow anymore. It kind of fits with the theme of the lobby. They're painting my office, I think, today, which is great.
Yep.
I've had splotches of paint on my wall for quite a while. So that's good. And in addition, like you were saying, they've partnered locally. They cleaned up the local gardens, did some weeding, which is a ministry that was birthed out of the church that was Cole. And then in addition, they worked with Christian Phillips, who was one of the partners with our mission agency that we're forming, that was Cole to the World. And he works locally with Muslim peoples, and so they were able to have lunches and meals and connect with people, and then just did a ton of evangelism in town.
At the 4th of July parade, different parks around town, spent time getting to know people, connect to evangelism, and then Made for This.
That's right. We've the last 3 nights have had the Made for This camp in the middle of the hottest time of the year. Last night we made sure we gave people AC breaks in the hallway at the school because it was so hot. But they have. Honestly, it's been a godsend because they staffed the camp, they've set everything up, they've run the skits, they've done everything, and they've just been servants to us as a church. And just one quick testimony, we had a family that came to our Easter outreach, and they actually came back to the Made for This camp last night.
Cool.
And so the fact that we were able to run this and just start to build that relationship and build upon it, lots of good stuff going on. So
awesome.
That's kind of the summer for us in a way, as far as event. There's still in the summer, if you want to go to the community events, they can do that. There's some concerts happening in parks. You should go check that out.
And we'll have another gospel community park picnic night coming up at the end of this month.
Do we know the date for that? I can't remember.
It's the last Wednesday in July. I think it's the 30th.
Okay, last one's in July. So look forward to that. as we're in the middle of summer, it's also vacation time, and I'm excited because you get to go on vacation for a couple weeks. Not because I don't want you here, but just because you get to take a vacation. So I think that's part of the fruit of the partnership and becoming one church is we can support each other. And so, what's your plans for the big vacay?
Yeah, the big vacation. No, we're gonna be taking 2 weeks off, and that is not something that was very easy to do at New City. I was we're a smaller church. I was the only full-time staff pastor, and so for me to disconnect and get away for any length of time was a bit challenging. And so, when we sat down and mapped out the preaching schedule for this summer a few months ago, I said, like, I'm going to put in, I'm going to use 2 of my weeks off here, and just kind of get away with the family. So the plan is we're going to be actually around the house here in Boise for 9 days of that, and then for 5 days we'll be up in McCall with the boys and just spend some time at the lake. Being from the Midwest, I love a good lake. So we'll spend some time at the lake and just enjoy being, we'll be unplugged, no email. I'll pretty much have my phone off for a lot of that time. And then there's just a lot of house projects, yard projects that have fallen by the wayside in this busy season with this transition. And so I'm excited to just putter around the house, do a little painting, do a little yard upkeep and stuff like that. So it'll be good.
That's cool. Yeah, there was some like Norwegian or Scandinavian word for that, doing stuff around the house. I can't remember it, but anyway. Josh loves everybody in the church, but let's give him a little break. Don't try to text or call him or email him too much, and let him have that break. So,
appreciate it. And also, being able to serve you in that way too, when I'm back, and you'll be able to get some time off as well. So
yes, looking forward to that.
Being able to care for the church still.
And not long after you get back, I guess. Well, it'll probably be about 2 weeks. I will be headed to Romania for a mission trip with one member of our body and 2 people from Calvary Boise, and then a team of 6 people from Cornerstone Church. And we're kind of doing that to serve a English camp for Romanian kids, poor Romanian kids, in a place called Bistrița, Romania, which is north central Romania. And so that's exciting. Now, I have had some people ask if they could give to that. If you would like to, no pressure, but if you would like to give towards that, the funds will go towards sponsoring kids. And I think it's about $120 for a kid to have the week at camp. And so we now have on our giving menu a drop down for the Romania mission trip. If you give to that will go there. If you give to individuals who are going on the trip, like Aaron DeLisio, I'll just give him a shout out, and if you want to support him, you can. So him and myself from Living Stones will be going to Romania. And so if that was on your heart, I did get a couple emails, then please, that's the way you can do that. And so that's kind of the summer in a nutshell. And in the midst of all that, we're still working on bringing everything together. And we just had staff meeting today and talked about how it's still in process. We're not done. And it seems better and better on Sundays, but we're not done yet. So one of the big things is just serving on Sundays. So where are we up to with that, with teams and
it's like I would say it's been a little slow, and part of that is because it is the summer and people are in and out. But we're getting our teams organized with leads now, and so hopefully once those leads are established and have kind of their tasks and responsibilities ready, they'll be able to bring more people into those teams. So like hospitality, coffee, communion setup and tear down, greeting, and the kids ministry and things like that too. So there's what we just want to encourage is those from both churches, Cole and New City, to find ways this summer to get plugged in and do that. And so in the weekly newsletter, there's a spot on there where you can click and sign up to serve and see what's available to jump in. So yeah.
And I think it's been cool to watch. Like, just I won't share a ton of names, but Anjali Squires, who's a deacon, is now working with Alicia West and is going to lead the welcome team. But that's a willing thing where Alicia has been more than willing to give up the scheduling. She just wants to greet and love people because that's the way she is. And so I think that's a beautiful way to watch how, again, this partnership is forming a new church. And so that's beautiful. Whatever way that you can be involved, especially, again, if you're a parent, be serving with kids ministry and all that kind of stuff. But and I think that's most of what we want to talk about, except one of the areas of your oversight, Josh, which is gospel communities. And so kind of we talked about the community night at the end of July. What else is coming up as we kind of look past the summer and maybe into the fall?
Yeah. So this summer, we've just kind of asked our gospel communities to continue to meet, regularly or semi-regularly, work through the discipleship guide, spend some time together doing various things. But we didn't have like a massive or, structure for that. And so at the end of August, what we'd like to do is we'll get the dates out, but we'd like to have a meeting with all of our gospel community leaders. There's still a lot of gospel community leaders I don't know yet who joined from Cole. And so that would be a time to get to know one another and process and think and pray and plan for the fall. At the beginning of September, we'd like to have a night where we bring all of our gospel communities, everyone who's involved in the gospel community. We're going to come to the church, and you and I are going to lead essentially a reorientation and conversation about how we're going to do gospel communities as Living Stones Church. And what that'll look like moving forward. And then this fall and into the winter, our plan is to essentially have our gospel communities meet 4 to 5 weeks in a row. And then we'll pause on that 5th or 6th week, bring everyone back together again at the building on a Wednesday night for training and just getting to process and think about how we want to utilize our gospel communities to fulfill the mission of the church.
Amen.
And so that's what we're looking forward to as far as that goes.
Cool. Yeah, so more updates on kind of the fall as we get going. So keep praying for your pastors, your elders, and for the deacons, and for the staff members, and for the body members. Just pray continually.
Yeah.
We said today in our staff meeting, we are not arrived yet. There could be that sense, and it's like we want to be dependent on God, the Holy Spirit, to continue to lead us, inform us, and shape us. So, anything else to say?
Yeah, I think the one last thing I was going to say, I think we've kind of forgotten to share this, but my sabbatical. So there were a handful of people from New City who, and maybe some folks from Cole as well, who knew that I had a sabbatical plan for this fall. We have pushed that off. We realized that in the midst of this, it was not good for me to be gone for 3 months from September to December. And so as Carly and I talked and prayed, and as we had talked and discussed with the elders, we made the decision to postpone my scheduled sabbatical till next April. So I'll be taking the end of next spring and summer. I'll have a few months for my sabbatical then, so that'll be pushed off, which is the reason why I was taking the 2 weeks vacation now. Someone had mentioned the 2 weeks vacation, and someone didn't know that I'd rescheduled my sabbatical. And they were like,
"Hey,"
they're like, "Oh, the vacation before the sabbatical? Interesting.
You get a vacation before the vacation.
Yeah, what are we paying you for?" No, but that 2 weeks vacation was kind of in lieu of pushing off the sabbatical. So we're in year 8 now of ministry without a sabbatical. So, but I feel good. I'm very encouraged and very excited about what we're doing as Living Stones Church, and I'm not weary in that sense, or like feeling like I need this sabbatical. We'll be very grateful for it when the time comes. Which will next April, right after Easter, we'll be off for a few months.
Yeah, that's good. So. Okay, and be praying in advance for that, because that will be an important step as well. But so see you Sunday. We're going to continue our series in the Sermon on the Plain. I almost said Sermon on the Mount. Sermon on the Plain, and come anyway, even though we're in the woe section. Okay, so it's like we got the blessings, and now we're doing the woes. But come anyway. Think that you will receive the good news of the gospel, despite maybe a different style of Jesus teaching there. So God bless you guys. See you soon.